Hey guys, welcome back here to the Fishing Teacher, and appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check out the episode today. I have got a great summertime bass fishing tip I'm going to pass along to you guys today that involves fishing a big spinnerbait on a real specific set of situations. If you've got this, which most lakes have them across the country, guys, I'm going to show you guys how to catch some big fish in the summertime on a spinnerbait you probably never tried before, so we're going to dig into that in the episode today. Also, guys, a couple quick things before we get started. Just wanted to remind you guys of Spinnerbait has got their big 4th of July 250th anniversary sale going on my Signature Series glasses right now. My RB2s and RB3s, you can get them at half price, guys, 50% off until the end of the month here. I'll put the Spinnerbait link in the description of the video, and if you use the promo code RandyB, you get free shipping and handling, so get you some good Spinnerbait glasses. And also, guys, quick reminder, if you guys are looking for a good bait cast outfit all the way around, check out this new Cast King ALTI bait cast reel. It's the only reel I've ever used that's basically backlash free with this Halo Vortex braking system. And then paired up, my favorite rod, guys, this Megabass Levante right here. Awesome combo. I'll put all this link in the description of the video if you guys want to get you a good combo there, so appreciate that. Okay, we are going to talk about a specific big spinnerbait technique for summertime bass fishing that most people have never tried before. I want to explain I'm going to show you the bait, show you how to fish it, explain the situation here in a second. First of all, let me talk a little bit about spinnerbait fishing in general before I get into the technique we're going to talk about here. Most of the time, I do not fish a spinnerbait much in the summertime of the year. I catch some fish on a spinnerbait, but it's like the situations, it seems like, are much more limited for it. To me, when you talk about summertime fishing and the mood and the personality of the bass, I catch more fish like on a crankbait, pitching and flipping, some type of jig or soft plastic, maybe a topwater, and then maybe some stuff like football head jigs. You don't really hear much about a spinnerbait. Now, occasionally, if you got like some real dirty, muddy, off-colored water, you can catch them on a spinnerbait in the summertime, but it's something you don't hear much about. But what I want to talk about today is the specific technique that you need to try. Now, this is something that I have been doing, guys, for probably over 30 years. I actually learned about this. I was fishing an old Redman tournament up at Stockton Lake about, God, it had to have been late, maybe even 40 years ago, late 1980s. And one of the dudes up there that won the tournament, he caught him on a big, giant spinnerbait, just exactly like this, guys, as 3/4 ounce spinnerbait with a number 7 or number 8 single Colorado blade on it, and a big white spinnerbait with a big trailer. This is the Zoom Z-Craw worm. He's probably using a different trailer back then, but a big, giant spinnerbait like this, fishing it on riprap in cleaner water. Now, the specific spot he caught him on, guys, the water visibility was about 4-foot clarity. And what he did is he went out there with this big Colorado bladed spinnerbait right off the bat in the morning when there was still shade on that riprap. And he threw that thing and he paralleled that riprap bank and he waked the spinnerbait along that riprap bank on those shady banks. And he won the tournament like the first hour of the morning. What happens, and this is one of the things I'm going to talk about, I'll show you how to set this up. Riprap is a excellent cover all year long to fish. You hear me talking about riprap a lot, and you also hear me talking about riprap, that the fish are highly educated on riprap and they're very lure sensitive based upon the water temperature, time of year, and the water clarity. So even though riprap gets a lot of fishing pressure, a lot of people don't catch fish on riprap because unless you fish the riprap with a specific set of techniques, given the circumstances and the conditions you're fishing, you may not catch anything. And the conditions lined up perfect for this big spinnerbait that I want to talk about. Okay, here's what you got to have for it. Number one, you got to have a riprap bank, and you need to have a riprap bank that drops off fairly sharp into deeper water. Some of those riprap banks, you can be like 10 foot off the bank and the water's only 3 or 4 foot deep. Those aren't going to be any good. You want like a sharp riprap, like a dam riprap, where if your boat is 10 foot off of the riprap, you're going to be in about 10 or 15 foot of water. That type of a sharp slope, that's number one. Second with that, you got to have hot water. You got to have water temperature over 80 degrees. You've got to have a little bit cleaner water. You need to have water visibility of at least around 2.5 foot, preferably in that 3 to 4 foot zone. And you have to get out there right at the crack of dawn where there's shade on that riprap. Now what happens is these bass live all over this riprap. They live in various depths of it based upon the water clarity. They suspend off the ripraps. They use the riprap banks as highways because a lot of times the ripraps are positioned closer like to bridges or creek channels. So these fish will move up and down the lake and they'll travel that riprap looking to feed because riprap, there's a ton of crawdads that live on riprap, shad, minnows, perch. There's a lot of food on riprap. So it's like a buffet for the fish, especially early in the morning during the summertime. So these fish that live out deeper on the riprap at night, they move up shallow on that riprap to feed. That's why riprap's a good place to fish at night. But there's always some leftover bass on that riprap right off the bat at daylight, and that's what you're catching on the spinnerbait. So what you want to do, guys, is, and I'll link in my tackle warehouse link in the description, I'll link some of these spinnerbaits if you want to try one. But you need a single big Colorado that puts out a lot of thump, a heavy bait, a large profile bait. Now this thing's going to resemble like a big gizzard shad that's up swimming along that riprap bank, and those big fish are up there looking for a big meal, and that's why they bite it. And you want to throw it out there, 20-pound test line, setup I got there, make a long cast, throw it up there, keep your rod tip high, and you want to wake that thing pretty fast, stop and go retrieve. So what you're wanting to do in order to catch them on this is you want to keep this thing about an inch or two under the surface where the blade is going to boil the water a little bit behind it, but it doesn't boil it all the time. So in other words, you want to crank it up to where you see the water start to disturb from the big Colorado. Drop it down maybe an inch or two where where the boil disappears, and bring it right back up. So in other words, you want the boil to be present and then not present, present then not present. But you're never letting the bait get down about over 6 inches under the water. And guys, they will come up and freaking hammer that thing and like to take it out of your hand when they do it. But try to reel it about as fast as you can without the bait turning on its side, because when you're reeling a single spin like this with a Colorado, a lot of times it wants to lay off on one side. So you can get the speed up there by keeping your rod tip high and using that stop and go retrieve. But guys, I'm telling you right now, that'll get you a big bite on riprap in the morning. A lot of people have never done that or used that technique, but I have used it about any lake I go across in the summertime, and it only works if you got shade. If you lose your shade on the riprap, it's completely over with. You got to take advantage of it like the first 2 hours of the morning. So anyway, I hope it helps you get some good ones, guys. We'll talk later.